Why Princess Leonor is not allowed to cook. The hidden royal rules behind Spain's future queen. At first glance, it sounds almost unbelievable. In an age where young royals post casual selfies, attend regular schools, and speak openly about mental health, there is one surprisingly strict rule that still follows Princess Leonor of Spain like a shadow. She is not allowed to cook. Not at home. Not for fun. Not even as a harmless teenage experiment in the palace kitchen. For a generation raised on cooking shows, social media recipes, and the idea that independence starts with learning how to feed yourself, this rule feels oddly old-fashioned, almost absurd. Why would a future queen be banned from something so ordinary, so human, so seemingly harmless? The answer is not about food. It's about power, history, image, safety, symbolism, and the crushing weight of a crown that Leonor has been carrying since birth. And once you understand the real reasons behind this rule, you'll never look at the Spanish monarchy, or Princess Leonor herself, the same way again. 1. A princess born with no ordinary life. Princess Leonor de Borbón y Ortiz did not grow into royalty. She was born into it, with expectations placed on her before she ever took her first breath. From the moment King Felipe VI ascended the throne in 2014, Leonor became the Princess of Asturias, the official heir to the Spanish crown. That title alone reshaped every detail of her life. Where she could go, what she could learn, how she could behave, and yes, even what she could and could not do inside her own home. For most children, cooking is a sign of growing up. For Leonor, it represents something else entirely: risk. 2. Cooking is not a hobby in a royal palace. In an ordinary household, a kitchen is a place of creativity and comfort. In a royal palace, it is a high-risk zone. Palace kitchens are not designed for casual use. They are industrial spaces staffed by trained professionals who operate under strict security protocols. Every ingredient is checked. Every utensil is controlled. Every movement is logged. Why? Because food has always been one of the greatest vulnerabilities of royalty. 3. The dark history of poison in royal food. To understand why Princess Leonor is not allowed to cook, we need to travel back centuries. Throughout European history, poisoning was one of the most common ways to eliminate monarchs. Kings and queens rarely died on battlefields. Many fell at dining tables. Food was, and still is, the easiest way to harm someone with absolute power. This is why royal households developed extreme food security traditions. Dedicated royal tasters, restricted access to kitchens, controlled sourcing of ingredients, strict chains of responsibility. Even today, these traditions haven't disappeared. They've simply become more discreet. Allowing Princess Leonor to cook, even for herself, would break the chain of control that protects her. 4. Safety first, the physical risks no one talks about. Beyond security threats, there's a simpler reason: physical danger. Cooking involves fire, sharp knives, hot oil, heavy equipment. For an ordinary teenager, a small burn or cut is no big deal. For the future Queen of Spain, any injury becomes a national concern. Imagine the headlines if Princess Leonor were hospitalized due to a kitchen accident. The public reaction wouldn't be sympathy, it would be panic. The monarchy cannot afford moments that make the institution appear fragile. 5. Image is everything in a constitutional monarchy. Spain is a constitutional monarchy, meaning the royal family holds symbolic power rather than political authority. And symbolism is everything. Princess Leonor represents stability, continuity, the future of the state. Every action she takes sends a message, whether intended or not. Cooking, oddly enough, carries symbolism too. In traditional royal thinking, cooking is domestic. Domestic roles have historically been associated with servitude. Royals are meant to preside, not perform. Allowing the heir to the throne to cook risks blurring carefully maintained lines between royalty and normalcy, lines the monarchy still depends on for legitimacy. 6. Queen Letitia's paradox, a modern mother, a royal guardian. Here's where things get interesting. Queen Letizia herself is famously modern. She came from a middle-class background, worked as a journalist, values independence and education, so why would she enforce such a restrictive rule? Because no one understands the pressures on Leonor better than Letizia. Queen Letizia knows that Leonor doesn't just represent herself, she represents Spain. Protecting her means sacrificing normal experiences, even ones that seem harmless. Cooking is one of those sacrifices. 7. Control, discipline, and the making of a queen. Princess Leonor's life is governed by discipline. Her schedule is planned down to the minute. Her education is carefully curated. Her public appearances are rehearsed. Cooking requires spontaneity, improvisation, freedom. These qualities are encouraged in artists, not monarchs. From a royal perspective, discipline creates reliability. Reliability creates trust. Trust sustains the monarchy. 8. The invisible staff who make cooking unnecessary. Another uncomfortable truth: Princess Leonor does not need to cook. Her meals are prepared by nutritionists, royal chefs, medical advisors. Every dish is designed to support her physical and mental health, especially during demanding periods like military training. Allowing her to cook would introduce variables, nutrition, hygiene, timing, that the palace prefers to eliminate. 9. Cooking and gender expectations in royal history. There's an ironic twist here. Historically, royal women were expected to know domestic arts, but never to practice them publicly. Cooking was taught as symbolic preparation for managing households. A private skill, not a visible one. Princess Leonor breaks even this tradition. Her role is no longer domestic, it's institutional. She is being trained not as a queen consort, but as a reigning monarch. 10. The psychological cost of being untouchable. What does it do to a teenager to be told she cannot do something as basic as cooking? Psychologists who study royalty often note a pattern. Restricted childhoods, heightened self-control, emotional isolation. Leonor is reportedly serious, reserved, and highly disciplined. These traits are praised, but they come at a cost. Cooking is not just about food. It's about autonomy, creativity, relaxation. Denying that outlet reinforces the invisible wall between Leonor and ordinary life. 11. Comparisons with other European royals. Interestingly, not all royal heirs face the same restriction. Some Scandinavian royals openly cook and share recipes. British royals occasionally appear in kitchen settings carefully staged. Spain, however, is more conservative due to its recent monarchy restoration and past scandals. The Spanish crown cannot afford informality. 12. The shadow of past royal scandals. The Spanish monarchy has endured public trust issues in recent decades. As a result, every risk is minimized, every image is curated, every action is scrutinized. Princess Leonor's upbringing reflects a monarchy in damage control mode. Cooking may seem trivial, but nothing is trivial when rebuilding trust. 13. Military training changed everything, but not this rule. Leonor's military education shocked many observers. Marching, discipline, endurance, these experiences bring her closer to ordinary Spaniards. So why not cooking? Because military training is controlled chaos. Cooking is uncontrolled normalcy. The palace prefers hardship over unpredictability. 14. The public illusion of normality. The monarchy wants Leonor to appear relatable, but never fully be relatable. She can study abroad, wear modest fashion, speak about responsibility, but cooking crosses into personal territory that the palace keeps off limits. 15. What this rule really reveals about the crown. Princess Leonor is not banned from cooking because she is incapable. She is banned because she is too important. Her life is not her own. Her choices are not private. Her mistakes are not allowed. 16. Will this rule ever change? Possibly, but not anytime soon. As Leonor grows older, the monarchy may soften certain restrictions. But until she ascends the throne, control will always outweigh comfort. 17. The quiet irony that breaks hearts. The irony is painful. The girl destined to rule a nation cannot boil pasta without permission. She can command armed forces. She can represent Spain on the world stage. But she cannot stand alone in a kitchen. 18. A princess, not a person. This rule is not about cooking. It's about identity. Princess Leonor is not being raised to live. She is being raised to symbolize. 19. What Spaniards rarely say out loud. Many Spaniards admire Leonor, but quietly wonder what she has lost. Because a crown protects, but it also confines. 20. The final truth. Princess Leonor is not allowed to cook because freedom is a luxury royalty cannot afford. And as long as the crown rests on her head, Even in waiting, her life will be governed by rules the rest of us will never have to understand. She may one day rule Spain. But for now, even the simplest joys, like cooking, remain out of reach.